Hello, everybody. Today I want to talk to you about the Founding Fathers. In my opinion, the Founding Fathers were called and chosen to create the first free people, the first free government in modern times. They were brilliant people. They were widely read. They studied the great minds of their time and some of the great minds before their time. They studied people like John Locke, who developed theories on natural rights. Natural rights, as you may know, are rights given at the time of birth that cannot be violated without bringing down the wrath of God. I remember Patrick Leahy, the senator from Vermont, stood on the steps of the Capitol and said that Congress granted natural rights. I couldn't believe what I heard. Well, that's the kind of people that we elect because, quite frankly, we haven't studied the Constitution ourselves, so we don't know what's in it. So we elect people who make unconstitutional laws who take away our freedoms. But nevertheless, they studied people like John Locke and Montesquieu. Montesquieu wrote papers on the separation of powers, on the checks and balances, which is what the Constitution is all about. Checks and balances and the separation of power. They studied people like Cicero, and Aristotle, and Plato for their different types of government structure. Adam Smith, his economic theories influenced the founders' views on the economic free market structure that we have today, especially with Alexander Hamilton, who was the first Secretary of the Treasury. They studied Moses, the way he governed. They viewed Moses as a supreme model of leadership, a lawgiver and liberator to justify the revolution and structure the new nation. They viewed the American Revolution as the new Exodus, fleeing a Pharaoh, that is George II, to create a Christian Sparta or virtuous republic based on biblical law, especially the Ten Commandments as the ultimate code of moral conduct. Moses was a servant leader, and that's the way they envisioned the new government. The founders, especially Jefferson, studied the Anglo-Saxon history to establish a precedent for American liberty, arguing that pre-Norman conquest laws favored democracy, land ownership, limited government, and a free society built on liberty that lasted until the Norman conquest in the Battle of Hastings in 1066. You might remember that date from your history lessons. Samuel Adams coined the phrase taxation without representation and was a key organizer of the Boston Tea Party. Benjamin Franklin helped draft the Declaration of Independence, secured military and financial aid, and negotiated the Treaty of Paris in 1783. It said that whenever he went to sign the Constitution, said the old man wept. He was a great man. John Jay co-authored the Federalist Papers with James Madison and Alexander Hamilton to promote the Constitution. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. Of course, he didn't write it by himself. The other founders had their input. And when it was written, they made changes to it. They took out parts of it and put in some new parts. And so it was not just Jefferson, it was a combined effort. The same way with the U.S. Constitution written by James Madison. He had a lot of help. Benjamin Franklin helped him to draft the first draft of the Constitution. Well, the country was modeled on the Judeo-Christian concepts, citing morality and the belief in a higher power, and on that of the secular Anglo-Saxons. So we have the Judeo-Christians from Moses' leadership, and the secular side of it from the Anglo-Saxons. Thomas Paine wrote Common Sense, which is a pamphlet that was instrumental in educating the people towards independence. And there were many more founders that I'm not going to talk about today. But these were great men, and I'm thankful for them, thankful for what they contributed. to my freedom. Thank you.